Hey everyone, today I'm going to be playing Standard. I found a really cool deck list in the MTGO leagues. So we're going to see if Cavedan broke it was what I call John's surprise. And yeah, that one's something. I really like the core. It's trying to cheat creatures and play with Smuggler Surprise, getting tons of value from Esper Origins, and I still explore, and then trying to kind of one-shot you with Railway Brawler, as well as Devastating Onslaught. And I guess Hammer Skull's just a huge creature that you can copy and get a lot of damage into. You don't have other dinosaurs, but you can draw two of them and they work well together. So I really like the shell of the 12 green one drops, Surprise, Esper Origins, Ice Steel, and then Cavedan's playing a bunch of Surveillance, as well as Fable Passage. I'm not sure, Onslaught, Hammer Skull, and Brawler is the best way to complement that, but we'll see. So yeah, that's kind of the list. That's the main deck, and then sideboard has a bunch of utility, more boom boom, some graveyard hate. Couple things to point out on the deck list that I might change. First thing I do, you're playing these green one drops. How many green sources you have on the one? You have 7, 10, 13. So I think that's a little low. I'm also a little skeptical of 4 Fable Passage when really, especially in an elf deck, it's a little awkward. I guess it feeds Maltender, which is nice, but so do the Grotto, and they come into play untapped. So I feel like 4 Favorable Passage might be too many. You do kind of want to find one eventually with Explorer, and you need a little fixing. But yeah, I'm probably going to trim Passage and add some green sources. And then as far as the sideboard go, I want to try maybe the new Disenchant, the new Naturalize that gives you a lander, since you're trying to destroy Cauldron and Profs a lot of the time. I feel like that card could be pretty cool if the games get a little grindy or you mulligan, that extra lander might be nice. So yeah, one of the first things I did too was look up what flashback spells you can get because you're self-milling a lot. So not sure there's anything incredible here. Nibelheim Flames really late game powerful cards. 7 mana, rebuild a hand, maybe sweep the boards, and I don't think you have enough creatures for random encounter. The other ones are like nothing like super special. I mean, if you want more late game value, but you already have 4S for Origins. And then I obviously checked Harmonize as well. Funnily, when I checked Harmonize, the Might Form Harmonizer came up, and it's actually kind of decent, right? Warp. Technically, you could go turn on Elf, turn 2 Hammer Skull, turn 3 Warp, play Fabled Passage, and have a 24/24 Hammer, or sorry, 24/6. It's only the power. 24/6 Hammer Skull. So that's a card to keep in mind. Um, Once again, I'm not sure if these spells are really worth it. Maybe Wild Ride, but yeah, definitely some space to explore there. You also don't want to make your deck too graveyard reliant because after Cyborg things might get a little tricky. And yeah, gonna try the naturalized, what's it called? Lander Seat Ship Impact. I want to try that card. Maybe not 4, but let's see what we can cut. Lots of cheap removal. Shoot the Sheriff and for Disrupted Stormblood. Volbotarn. There's a Swamp in the sideboard too for the black cards. I'm usually not a fan of putting Swamp in the sideboard. I'm just going to put it in main. I'm going to cut a passage. I'm going to cut... Don't really want to cut another passage. I'm adding a basic, so maybe I can remove a basic forest and add black-green Verge for extra sources of black, and either add Stomping Ground number 4. Having to filter to get your red mana might be a huge deal because that spell's really mana intensive, and that could be the difference between winning and losing. But the Surveil is also really nice in that deck. So maybe go down to 2 passage, or is that too few? Let's just go down to 2 passage and play not basic. Alright, now I have my 14 sources of green on 1. That's kind of where I want to be at. And as far as the sideboard goes, I guess I'll just trim a Stormbrood. Shoot the Sheriff. I don't know if you need that much removal. I guess I'll only play free impacts. Alright, let's see how this deck plays out. I found it on Magic Online. I was looking at the list, and Cavedan had 2 5s in the latest latest results, latest deck dump. So I don't know, maybe he just broke standards. Played someone's stream yesterday. I played the Modern Showcase Challenge, didn't go super well. Or not Modern Showcase, Content Creator Showdown. It's like tournament that Magic Online and Daybreak Games organizes every now and then, and it's 5k prize pool. If you go straight 6-0, you get 1250. And then there's prizes down to 4-2, but I just had a bad run. I went 1 free, and that was it. I didn't make day 2 in the arena. I opened though on my first try, so that was nice. Let's see, 6 lands. I do have Ice Sail, but no ramp, no nothing. I'm gonna maul. Jeez. It's rough. My hand doesn't do much, but I don't think 5 cards is like super reasonable. Let's get rid of a Stomping Ground. Decks look like it should be pretty consistent with all the ones and 4S for Origins. Pretty decent curve and stuff. This is just kind of freak draws. But I'm not doing much either. Maybe they're also playing some... People have been playing these Teamer mid-range decks with some ramp, Dragon back, Overlords. Plotting. I have a kill next turn to tap out to do something not relevant. I'm gonna go Brawler and then Onslaught, and I believe I get like more than enough, basically. You do have mana up though. Well, let's see what happens if I play the Brawler. I think I'm just going to play another Brawler. Sweeper is Dragon back. It's like 3 damage to each creature, so that's not too scary. And they're also playing Smuggler's Surprise. Wow. I guess I should have plotted. I guess I probably had them last turn. They just probably don't play a lot of interaction. Alright, I guess that's the new meta. I got to my own game? Really? That's sick. Alright, good beats. Good beats. Do not have the rest. Let's see. I might just not sideboard, honestly. Just keep my deck as consistent as possible. Could do Shoot the Sheriff. Horse mount, Eldred. Let's see. I sales for the long game. I don't know if this matchup's about the long game. I'll trim one ice tail at least. Trim a couple ice tail for a couple. Shoot the sheriff, I guess. Keep it simple. Yeah, I think I had them deads. Probably. Just didn't know what I was up against. Alright, it's not a sketchy hand. Hopefully we draw lands. Mailed 4 cards, put up to 2 creature and lawn captain. Alright, I think I should go as this first. Good Dino, 12U, Dino, and then 12U again. Oh, they're playing Summon Fenrir. It's a cool one. Alright, so they have 1, 6, 7, 8. Can do the Smuggler Surprise part next turn. So I don't have a land in my yard, right? I think it's a double block the Hammer Skull. And left was not much. I guess I should do this again. And at first. We just let their Fenrir's die, right? They're not gonna draw. Oh, surprise at an instant. Alright, clearly opponent is just way more skilled than me in this game. And then, to be fair, game 1 was probably mine. So they get to destroy again, and I'm just dead on board. Alright, I got. I really got because game 1, yeah. Alright. It's kind of funny getting paired against Smuggler's Surprise Run 1. My draws were not very functional though. Just drew too many of the same cards. What did I draw? Third onslaught at the end? 2 onslaughts. Mulligan. The plot onslaught thing is kind of cool though. Because you can go from having nothing in play, they can't interact, and if they tap out, you just like one-shot them. Jeez. Okay. Better. Let's see, I don't need forests. Could keep the land over in Origins. Do I really need 2S for Origins? Probably not. Lands might come in handy. Oh, there we go. Mountain. I don't like this Fungus's chances. Torch. Blue-red? Blue-red doesn't play basic mountain, do they? Maybe. Let's save the Surveil for later. Do not need a land. I'm assuming Ice Sail is a reasonable draw. Hopefully it's not too slow. Tersa. They're playing a lot of mountains, so I forget if Calderon has played that many mountains. Okay, now they're just playing... Not sure what. I guess Calderon also plays Sanctuary, but that's 3 mountains now? Okay. Yeah. Or best for Origins. Meh. Sure. Nice, you need another ice still. I mean, against most normal blue-red draws, I would already be dead here. Looks like they're really flooding. Well, I might still be dead. Maybe in the yards. Yeah. They can find a profs here. They can go profs, put a bunch of counters, play another land, harmonize, and then they'll have just gigantic light shadow for next turn. Even with 2 ice cell self-milling, I don't think I can really do much here. Yeah, I'm just gonna scoop. Alright, let's bring impact. I think I'm gonna board out these hammer skulls and some onslaughts. Seeing goes vacuums for that matchup. But the impacts kind of do the same thing. And then do I want to go all the way to Volbo Tyrant? I could go in control modes. Let's try to play control mode. Do the Tyrants and do a little removal, I guess. Is Vivian Outlaw? Wizard, Orc Wizard, Nightmare. Maybe I'll cut Immol Tender. Alright, let's try this. Transformational sideboards. Let's see if I mill, I have to use it for black mana anyways. It's obnoxious. Because that stuff's my value engine. Yeah. It's gonna get milled anyways, right? That was nice. Milling a land. Hopefully I can self-mill a decent bit next turn. And start finding Esper Origins. How to get the fungus. Probably should go for the passage first. Alright, hopefully they don't have Vivi. Nice. Big deal, even just one turn. Okay, that's huge. I should get rid of the Cavedan now, actually, before I mill more Origins. Let's see. The lander synergy is nice too. For 5 mana, can play another extra land. So I need 2 for this. I'm gonna just self-mail 2 if I don't... But I guess at this point I have 4 mana, I can just cast the Origins and they can't answer, right? Yeah, I should just wait at this point. Let's get rid of the Cavedan. Kind of confusing, the Stomping Ground's highlighted, but... Get swamped, might as well. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't keep playing the Fable Passage over and over again, actually. It was all loose. Yeah, maybe the deck should have like another flashback card or two. Or harmonized card or two. Okay. Drops. No baby Cauldron. Damn, they attacked when they had Winter Night Stories in hand. Like weird sequencing. Alright, let's see. How many basics we have left? 4? 3? 4. 3 now. Alright, I have Silence Suit. How does that work? Surveil. There we go. So I can like mill first and then surveil. Oh, I drew forests. Unfortunate. I guess let's passage first. Basically, I'm trying to play all 3 Esper Origins this turn. One forest left. Let's get it. I guess it's bad if I mail. I should like stack was the trigger on the stack. It's not giving me priority though, so be aware like you want to play full control in that spot probably. Especially when it's like 1 basic left. And yeah, I want to mill first and then get the surveil. Don't need an elf. Okay. Real type of knife is found, put it in your hands. Alright, I'm just gonna mill both. I hope I hit. Alright. Actually, I'm silly. I should keep milling myself. Not super functional. It was only for that plan. Only 4 Esper Origins. Are they bouncing it? It's like almost good for me unless they one-shot me. Alright, they've reassembled the combo. What do I have left? I have Stormbrood 1, 2. I have 2 Tyrants. So I have 1 Tyrant left. And then how many Sea Chip Impacts do I have left? None. Into the Flonma is one of the reasons why I didn't want to keep the red card in. I'm gonna scoop. I don't think I'm like winning, even if I get an untap. Alright, not the greatest showing so far. Let's try one more time. The first match was kind of whatever, random variance. This one was probably like I drew pretty reasonably. 2 fungus, no second land. I'm just gonna maul. Alright, good hands. I don't really need this, the forest, I think. Alright, claw. Okay, that's kind of nice. That's their line. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know if that deck's very common on the ladder or anywhere really. But it could just have Frenzy, right? The sorcery. Assuming they still play 4 Frenzy. Yeah, they didn't put him the higher claw. Maybe I keep around playing around cards that people don't have. Also, I'm not sure why I didn't dig for a land here. Reach trample. Probably still the best I can do. I have no idea. I think they just all become 10-10, right? There's no... Oh, they do become... Okay, that's nice. So how does it work? Whenever another creature... Where X is its power... Whenever another creature you control enters, put X+1/+1 counters on it where X is its power. But they just count each other, right? Okay. Alright, let's bring in Trajectory and shoot the Sheriff and the Stormbroods. And then maybe trim Ice Still. Trim an Onslaught, maybe trim a Smuggler Surprise. Maybe trim another Surprise. That's cool. I wasn't sure actually how it worked. Finally. I wonder if they had Frenzy there. I have to keep the lands. I want to keep both removal. Guess I'll just keep the Brawler. Outlaw. Mercenary. Oh, that's a combo? How have I never seen that curve in Standard? That's really cool. We're gonna use Shoot the Sheriff. Because this kills... still kills Nemesis. Maybe stumbled. Where's Claw Magda? I don't think I've ever seen that curve, and seems like it'd be a pretty good curve. Assuming I'm just supposed to go down to 8 here. Surprised I don't even have a 2-turn clock. I mean, I guess I should just attack. They can attack anyways. Probably better if I do the attacking. At least I get some trample damage in. These hammer skulls have been a little underwhelming. Against red, you'd think they'd be good, but not against Nemesis, I guess. Yeah. Even looks like it was going well too. The combo's too good. Hammer Skull. It blocks so well, right? It's only bad against Nemesis. They just drew like, what, 2 Nemesis? Guess I can live with that. Maybe Fungus can go. Okay, it's all slow, but I think it's functional enough. At this point, don't need any of these cards anymore. I mean, maybe Basic Force saves you 2 life, but I don't think it's worth it. Cool. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Sarkhan until a turn becomes a dragon and gains flight. Okay. And this is when an open casts a spell, you may put a counter. Not too sure here. I guess playing Ice still against Stormbroods kind of mids. Let's get rid of the Mauler. Then do I want to attack here? Kind of disaster if I don't attack and they don't have another dragon. I'm gonna attack, I guess. Alright, I can ice still, play some extra lands, and then set up for next turn. Play an elf, keep them busy, it seems good. Oh, did this 5 damage on Nemesis? Yeah, I never realized that. That might be a problem. Is that just lethal? I guess I can double block the Nemesis, maybe? I'm just casting it. King 5. I mean, they're just very dead, right? They're tapped out, yeah. They're very dead. Yeah, okay, just on board at that card, I guess. On board at the combo. Alright, I've played all my lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, Hammer Skull did its job this game. Living for the deal 5 damage removal was pretty good there. Alright, una más. Let's do one more. Yeah, I don't know. I just need to play a bunch with this deck, see if you need to just stick to the combo for the most part. The blue-red matchup just needs some reps. Need to see what your best plan is. How good they are at interacting with your combo. That other version, the Fenrir version, looked pretty cool too. Maybe not as consistent, not sure. Islands. I think this is fine to keep on the play. All my cards kind of do something. At this point, yeah. Still want the land. Blooming March Elf. overlords. It's Yuna? Damn, everyone's trying to do like some broken things. Or I don't know how broken that is, but let's see. So this first awkward. I mean, I could play Ice Steel and just not play a land, right? Is my combo after all? I'll look at them. Triple fast lands. Double elf, triple fast land, Tyrant. Okay. Let's see. I'm assuming another brawler is good. I wonder if there's trade by green or do they have another color? Alright, I think they're just dead, right? Because they were like 20. It was 40 trample damage. Maybe not quite. Alright, they're dead. Oh yeah, plus I have like Onslaught for a lot. Never mind. They're giga dead. How much so is it gonna be 40? It's gonna be like free 40/40s or like it's like exponential or whatever? Let's see. Boom. Yeah. Very powerful. The cheating of Volleyball Tyrant into play. Okay. Don't mess with the combo. Maybe the Hammer Skulls are underwhelming. Since they have their own 6/6. And then Trajectory seems decent. Goes Vacuum. And then Disruptive Stormbrood, maybe? It's pretty fun. Hip Hop Legend, JZZ. Ooh, that card too. That card's really cool. Back to Tyrants. You're playing both? Nice. Alright, I have Turbo Mana Draw. turbo mana draw against turbo slow draw. Alright, let's get some... Say that let's get some ISO value, but... I didn't that much value right now. No lands in the yards. Technically, they could have Bitter Triumph into Reanimates. But they could also just have a Disenchant. Let's play Moltender first. This doesn't look like they were getting priority, to be honest. Oh, that's why they play the stations. Oh, correct. That's so sick. I guess I want all my Dark Vanishings against Kona. Oh, I didn't get their Esper Origins. Oops. The permanent cards. Yeah, I think people play that as a mission sometimes. Kill all my elves. Super rude. Need to rip like basic mountain. Or stomping ground, I mean. Alright, I got gods. Alright, Stormbird can go. Survivor. Need older removal. Yeah, just won't do goes vacuum. Just keep it simple. They don't have a ton of cheap interaction. They have all that set up. If I draw land, my hand's really good. If I don't, I think it's still fine. Oh, they have stab? Oh, so much for not having interaction. Can I keep both somehow? Draw the forest, play the forest, fungus. So rough. So rough. Alright, I've decided I cannot for now. I should have Ghost Vacuum. It's not just reanimate, it's also S for Origins. Maybe the Fungus can go in a matchup where there's not too many enchantments. They discard. Womp womp. Spectral land, I might be okay. I'd have that. Alright, I'll lose. Alright, it wasn't super functional, not gonna lie. Deck did not look very functional. I did run pretty poorly. The build does look reasonable. And the Hammer Skull was good the one match I won. I mean, you have a lot of redundancy, 24 lands, mana ramps, surprise to find more lands and creatures, explorations. I think I just ran kind of bad. Maybe that last hand was a mulligan too. But, yeah, I think the deck's really cool. I would have to play a bit more. You know, some tweaks. Maybe you can go with more passage. It's not that big of a deal. I did get into a bunch of spots where I had Ice Sail and no lands in the graveyard, despite 4 surprise 4 origins. So I would probably add at least a third passage back in. And maybe just cut one of these surveillance. But yeah. Cool deck, worth playing a bit more. Apparently there's like whole bunch of degen things going on in standard right now. Not that much blue red too, so gonna play it on the ladder. You might not just run into old blue red and be able to try your own linear powerful strats. And as always, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Consider liking, subbing, leaving a comment. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.